Amazon's new $2.5 billion headquarters. Hello lovely YouTube family, welcome back to Tech and Vision. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Amazon, as one of the world's most valuable firms, needs a luxurious statement headquarters, or in this instance, two. Follow us as we look into the planning and building of the company's second American center. When Amazon announced plans for their second new headquarters in 2017, the business got more than 230 applications or requests to develop on their land. From towns and states around the US, each recognized the advantages from their region and hoped to be the new home of what surely would be the tech firm's current crowning triumph. Follow the flood of our ideas, Amazon has intended to jointly establish its newest headquarters in New York. But following local demonstrations, including the storming of an Amazon shop, the company eventually decided not only one less viable option.
Not just the Seattle residents, but the company itself. Over the next decade, Amazon has indirectly poured in close to $50 billion to the city's economy and has added over 200,000 jobs. The company concerns that the second headquarters could increase homelessness rates, send rent skyrocketing, paralyze public transportation, and create other transit problems for the residents, in addition to set of office real estate. So, when the company announced its plans for a new establishment 3 years ago, it ignited a frenzy among cities looking to boost their economies.
Arlington, Virginia will be the site of the company's proposal to build the HQ2 Center, empowered entirely by renewable energy. The property, which Amazon is keen to portray as public, communal space rather than a corporate campus, will feature an amazing Helix building and will cost roughly $5 billion. The new site will be a major boost for Arlington, which is expected to benefit to the tune of 25,000 new employees and be transformed city skyline for the spot not far from Washington, D.C., with early construction already underway in the latest phase, including the Helix, scheduled for completion in 2025. The area will be branded as Penn Place in addition to HQ2 and will be revitalize a formerly dismal neighborhood. The Amazon facility in Arlington will be 2.5 acres in size. It will have an outdoor amphitheater facing a central green common space that will host public events such as concerts, farmers markets, and movie screenings. The new site will be completed at Amazon's present headquarters in Seattle with a total of 2.8 million square feet of office space planned, with the newest phase adding 3 additional 22-story towers. Some users sarcastically refer to the Helix local point as a glass poop emoji, but it's actually a 350-foot tall spinning inverted cone with tones of flora and some spectacular looking outdoor pathways. The objective of this design, which leverages the notion of biophilia, a human urge to connect with nature, is a similar fashion to the company's series of biodomes at its original headquarters in Seattle. It's two emphasis, but both physical activity and mental well-being. Lead architect Dale Alberta of the firm NBBJ, previous designer of corporate buildings for the likes of Samsung, Google, and Microsoft, says of a broader space,
offer on-site bike facilities and hiking trails. While the plans for the first phase are impressive enough, the next phase, known as Penn Place, will be even more remarkable and will include the construction of 3 22-story buildings that run on 3 to 4-story tall structures, house 40,000 plants, and can seat up to 2,000 employees. According to Amazon, the spheres were inspired by a concept called biophilia, the innate human desire to connect. Amazon's Penn Place proposal is approved, with the project's second phase set to begin in 2022. The construction on the landmark site is projected to be complete by 2025.
We're building a series of indoor atriums and gardens that are not a conservatory or a place you just visit, but a place you can actually go and work. Amazon's Arlington strategy is divided into many segments. The Metropolitan Park property, which comprised of a combination of a public green space, 65,000 square feet of retail, 2 sustainable office buildings, was a part of an earlier phase. Penn Place, the second phase, will have 3 22-story buildings powered entirely by renewable energy from a solar farm in Southern Virginia. The Helix, a double helix-shaped glass building that Amazon characterizes as closely interwoven with nature, will also be located on the property. The Helix will serve as an alternate work area for Amazon workers, similar to Spears at the company with Seattle's headquarters, and will have 2 spiraling walking trails that will interrogate flora unique into Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains. According to Amazon, on selected Saturdays each month, the Helix will be available to the public for tours. A dog run and an amphitheater for concerts, outdoor movies, or farmer markets will be part of the campus's 2.5 acres of public area. There will be space for food trucks as well. Protected bike lines will be installed on nearby streets, and buildings will have dedicated bike entrances at street level. To make the site safer and more pedestrian friendly, Amazon says it aims to make all auto access underground. The complex will have 100,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space, as well as outdoor meetings and dining places. The new location is adjacent to 2 metro stations, as well as various bus lines and a VRE station. We anticipate a large number of our employees taking public transportation, carpooling, biking, or other alternative modes of transportation to work. In Seattle, more than half our employees don't drive to work. The buildings are meant to inspire cooperation and continuous connection with nature, according to Amazon. They are oriented to take use of natural light and are meant to take use of natural light. NBBJ is so committed to the project that they've created a new office in Washington, D.C., just to be close by. Greenery will be plentiful on the inside and outside of the Helix structure, while it will encompass a variety of alternative work settings and will be cared to by a staff of horticulturists. The Helix, on the other hand, will not house offices. They will be housed in more traditional structures nearby. Instead, it will be more of an escapist center, where we will be paired with connection to the nature and, ideally, a sense of wellness, according to the company's press release. Inside, there will be a meeting center with a capacity of more than 1,500 people, as well as an artist in residence program to help with the community's creative side. The fact that Amazon has published so little about more mundane workplaces is interesting, maybe because they aren't quite as interesting as the Helix and the surrounding parklands. Amazon already owns and rents a number of huge office buildings in the neighborhood, and it will continue to do so. In the generally drab and typical Crystal City section of Arlington, the new structures will serve as a type of center for the company's presence. The Helix will be available to the public on a few Saturdays a month. The green altitude applies to the carbon impact of the building as well. The entire facility is supposed to run on solar energy. However, there is no solar farm nearby to facilitate this. Instead, it will be built 200 miles away in Pittsylvania County, South Virginia, and the electricity will be sent to Arlington. A natural ventilation system and a rainwater recycling system are two more green energy features of the project. All the new structures are also intended to make most of the natural light, reducing the need for artificial lighting. The entire complex will be LEED Platinum certified, the highest level of sustainability certification offered by the U.S. Green Building Council. In fact, many of the complex's features are geared toward the future, with Amazon emphasizing that their development is intended to be long-term investment and following their New York protest experience, emphasizing the importance of maintaining community support in Arlington as the project progresses. They'll use a separate $2 billion fund to help build 1,300 affordable houses in the neighborhood, which cynics will claim the remainder of the project, which is expected to push up the cost of local housing, goes against. Whatever the local effects, the new location will undoubtedly be a huge boost for Amazon, and it'll also provide several benefits for those who can afford to stay in the neighborhood. The campus's outdoor spaces, which will total 2.5 acres of beautifully designed lawns and gardens, are intended to be available to the public. Among the sculptured parks, you'll discover riding paths, bike parking, and electric vehicle charging stations, as well as a variety of non-Amazon businesses. Outside of the Amazon headquarters, there will be 250-seat outdoor performance theater that can also be used to screen movies, dog walking parks, daycare facilities, and food truck parking spots. The terrain will be diverse enough to accommodate their own hiking routes, one of which will circulate the exterior of the Helix structure. Farmer markets, as well as other retail areas on the ground floor, will be part of the setup. In fact, the ground floor of the whole system is designed to make Penn Place feel more like an ultra-modern city block than a massive multinational headquarters, with the architects anticipating that it won't be obvious as you stroll about your HQ too. The initiative fundamentally ignores corporate branding in favor of healthy community interactions, at least on the surface. Designers anticipate that the facility will also become a tourism destination, with downtown Washington just over the Pontiac River, only 15 minutes distant by subway, making the location enticing to potential employees as well as visitors. It's likely no surprise that the idea for Amazon's ambitions and the new Arlington skyline comes from natural but equally high-tech looking whirl Helix pattern. Alberta describes the mix of native plants and manicured gardens that will make up the Helix's swirling outdoor space as drawing its formal inspiration directly from the natural world, where the double helix geometry can be found in any forms, including plants, seashells, DNA strands, and even our galaxy. This is also a statement that, well, in a world where people are increasingly working online, unlike several of its competitors, Amazon has increasingly stressed the necessity of keeping its staff in the same physical location for idea sharing and development work. Early next year, Amazon wants to begin on the second phase of its $2.5 billion project. The first structures of the second phase will not be finished until at least 2025. So far, 2 office buildings with a total capacity of 12,500 people are being built. Across the street from the projected second phase expansion, the 22-story towers, comprising of 2.1 million square feet of office space, will be the highlight of the initial phase of construction, which will eventually run entirely on renewable energy. According to Amazon, the proposed location would comprise 65,000 square feet of additional retail space for stores, restaurants, and a daycare facility for local residents and Amazon employees in the first phase of construction. Penn Place is designed to be just that. Of course, there are other advantages, not at least tax exemptions and incentives provided by the Chief of Arlington to the multinational in order to beat off the other 200 or so cities bidding to host the corporation. Tax credits are expected to total to $573 million, or about a tenth of the building cost. but they are contingent on Amazon creating 25,000 jobs in Arlington with an average pay of more than $150,000 over the next few years. With all of this said and done, we believe the city will come out on top. The anticipated tax benefits in New York were bigger at over $1.5 billion. What about the new site? Will it help Amazon's image? Is it somewhere you'd like to work? Or is it all just futuristic poop? Tell us in the comments below. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any amazing video from us.